So, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't done a super awesome theory video in a very long time. So today's theory video is going to be extra special. I think I've come up with a solution that Asta could use to actually win this battle. Now, as most of you know, in Black Clover chapter 334, only 3 chapters in from a 3-month hiatus, Yuki Tabata has killed Asta. Now, obviously, he's the main character. One way or another, Asta is gonna come back alive one way or another. I don't know how. I could think Mimosa's right there, so maybe Mimosa and Noelle do something. If Sekiri, like, seals his heart, maybe, or if he even trades an extra arm with Liebe, maybe that is the answer. But in this video, I think I have an interesting theory on how Asta is going to defeat Julius in the future, because obviously Julius said at the end of this chapter, the way you are right now, you cannot defeat me, and I think he has a point, and I think that is also one of Yuki Tabata's hidden references. So with that being said, guys, let's get into this video. And I said this is special, so guys, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, because at 500 likes we're doing a giveaway. So guys, go ahead and for me, click that like button. Idiots, please. Anyway, let's just jump straight into it. Alright, yo, jumping straight into it. Now, obviously the basis of any theory is you need evidence, you need a reason to why it could happen, and you need motive. Now, the evidence to this is interesting. The theory I'm going to present to you today is that Asta and Liebe are going to, in this final arc, learn how to purify devil magic. Now, in this chapter, Yuki Tabata introduced a new concept. Lucius said, while I was born into a family of devil hosts, I learned magic that can purify devil power. Lucius doesn't say he used his own soul magic, he said he learned magic that can purify devil power. Tabata has done this a lot before, showing stuff before it actually happens. For example, we learned that the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire turned to 5-leaf, and then we saw Patry's Grimoire turn to 5-leaf. And obviously a lot of people are thinking Yuno's Grimoire is eventually going to turn into a 5-leaf, maybe even in this arc. So we still got that theory going around. But anyway, Lucius says, I learned magic that can purify devil power and grant sacred power to humans. So the baseline of this theory is that Asta and Liebe are going to learn how to purify their devil power. Now, Lucius has a head start in this. His entire family history deals with devil magic, and we know from the flashbacks that Lucius, when he talks to Zenon and says, you're the one who's the most like me, you have greater aptitude for being a devil host than either Dante or Veronica. This also foreshadows another person that's going to learn to maybe purify Beelzebub's devil power is Zenon. Now, we're not sure if Zenon, Dante, or Veronica are even alive, but do keep that in mind that Zenon also has a chance to learn it, since he also has a greater aptitude for devil power. Another person who has a greater aptitude is Noct of House Faust, the vice captain of the Black Bulls. Now, Noct could probably learn this as well, but today we want to focus on Asta. Asta and Liebe's contract is different. Asta's and Liebe's contract isn't a contract. Asta can't just order Liebe, hey Liebe, do Devil Union, and it needs to be 100%, and it just automatically happens. That's not the path Asta chose, because Asta wanted a friendly relationship with Liebe, who is, I don't even know if he knows it. I guess he does knows it after he saw Liebe's memory. I guess he knows this now, but he wanted a friendly relationship with his soon-to-be finding out brother-in-law. So Asta and Liebe's contract is different, and I think that's one thing that's going to be helpful in learning how to purify devil power. Now, we saw Julius purify the devil power in this chapter, and it looked amazing. He gets like a super cool halo, similar to Saint Spirit Dive actually. He gets pretty much turns from black into white. I can't even explain it to you, but this shit actually looks really, really cool. And I think it would be really cool if Asta and Liebe actually eventually learn how to do this devil purified magic. Now, one thing I want to point out to you is the difference between the fan translations and the official translations. In the fan translations, LUCIUS says, "I was born into a family of devil hosts, but by purifying the devil's power, I learned magic that brings sacred power unto man." And in the officials, he said, "I learned magic that can purify devil's power." So the difference here is the middle speech bubble, but by purifying the devil's power, and I learned magic that can purify the devil's power. That's a very important gist, because we now know it's possible to learn this. It's nothing to do, it most likely is nothing to do with his soul magic. His soul magic only changes someone's personality, mind, and magic, but his ability to learn magic that can purify devil power gives us the ability to think that either Noct or Asta could eventually learn this. Now, obviously, at the end of the chapter, LUCIUS said, "You can't defeat me the way you are now." I do think Asta is going to get a power-up, and I think this would be a cool way to give Asta a new power-up, while it's still being very relatively new, because we don't know much about devil magic. The only person that does is LUCIUS, Noct, and Asta's only starting to learn this right now. One thing that still hasn't happened in Black Clover, if you guys actually remember, is that Asta still isn't able to read his grimoire. Remember that scene where he showed it to Julius? Asta isn't able to read his grimoire, and I think in this arc, we're truly going to dive into Asta and Liebe's relationship and how it's developed over the last year and a half, or year and a quarter, I guess. And I believe this is what's going to set up Asta and Liebe learning how to purify their devil power. At the end of the day, Liebe hates devils. His journey was to kill Lucifero, and he's accomplished that, but not just Lucifero. Liebe wants to kill the rest of the devils that were evil to him. So he's on a hunting mission for these devils, and he's probably gonna get led to Astaroth and Beelzebub and whatnot. But one thing we do also want to point out, is that Asta's father is still missing. A lot of people were like, could the fourth sibling be Asta's father? Is LUCIUS Asta's father? And well, now we know he's not. So who is Asta's father? Maybe we'll do another Fury video in the future discussing Asta's potential father, but for now, we're left in the dark as we have absolutely no idea who Asta's father could be. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Guys, remember we're doing a giveaway at 500 likes. Do you think my theory is going to come true? Do you think Asta and Liebe are going to learn how to purify the devil's power? And do you think we're going to eventually see Asta's father? I'll see you in the next video. Peace!